issue of rice imports. Let me just put it this way. Rice, we have imported rice almost all our lives. In the last 3 years, for example, we have imported an average of about 700,000 metric tons of rice per year. This is not the first time that we are importing rice. We only produce approximately 20% in Mwea and in other parts of our nation. We only produce about 20% of our rice intake, of our rice consumption. Only 20%. The rest of it, year in, year out, is imported rice. So I don't actually understand why there was this confusion about whether we are importing rice so that we can kill the local industry. Let me explain. We import wheat in this country. 90% of the wheat that we consume in Kenya is imported. But we also have our farmers in Narok, in Timau, and elsewhere. And the practice is as follows. We ensure that the local producers are taken care of. We make sure that we buy all the wheat that is in the country as we allow for imports to come in. And we will make sure that we will buy all the rice that is in this country, even as we allow for rice to come in. So there should be no panic. There should be no panic from any farmer that we are going to import rice at the expense of the local farmer. I cannot myself supervise, such an exercise. Therefore, and this is not the first time. Last year the same thing happened. The previous year the same thing happened. And we didn't hear that rice in Kenya or anywhere else, rice around the Republic, anywhere in the Republic, was actually spoiled or lost or not bought by Kenya. So I want to urge calmness in some of these things. Let not a propagandist start just talking for the sake of talking, where everybody has become an expert about everything, There is need to first of all look at the data, look at what has happened in the past, look at what is happening. And by the way, even next year, we will still import rice, even as we try to wrap up our production. In Mwea, we are expanding. In Ahero, we are working with the Japanese government to expand rice growing. Ahero, Bura, and elsewhere. We want to increase rice production so that we don't have to import. But we are importing about 80%. We want to increase wheat production so that we do not have to import 90% of our wheat or of our wheat consumption. We also want to increase palm oil and other oil-based, for cooking oil, because we are also importing over 90% of cooking oil. So my good friends, let's be factual about these things. And perhaps sometimes we are the ones who are falling short of explaining these things to you so that you can be factual in your reporting. But the truth is as it is. We have to. If we do not import rice, it means that the price of food in Kenya will become unattainable for a lot of people. It means that the price of, if rice increases to the extent where people cannot be able to buy rice, what they do then is shift to something else. For example, they go to maize. Then the demand for maize increases so much that maize becomes very expensive. So we have to maintain a certain balance where we have got local production, we have got imported foodstuffs, but we have got to maintain a balance, a very delicate balance, where the farmer is selling the rice that they are producing and getting paid for it, where the consumer, the person who eats rice or consumes wheat, must also be supplied at a price that they can afford, so that we have got, and as I say, it's a delicate balance. And that's my mission. My mission is to make sure that the farmer is protected, but also the consumer, is also protected, that food does not become so expensive that they can't afford it.